shot. Standing 6'5", number 12, Greg Johnson. And in the middle, 7 foot even, number 20, Evan Saka. At quarter, 6'7", number 3, starting at power forward, 6'11", number 31, Evan Mobley. At the other side, standing 6'5", number 1, James Harden. You're watching the Wizards, and coach is Brian Keith. Once again, the starter for your Washington Wizards.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Castle is out there with Arenas. Then there's Markkanen. Then it's Joel Embiid, and it's Jackson in at the power forward position. And for Washington, they've got Caron Butler, Harden out there with Johnson. Then it's Evan Mobley, and it's Sarr in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And you'd like to say these teams are playing well coming in. That is certainly not the case.
Yeah, they are struggling, and tonight is a big-time opportunity. One of these teams is going to leave here with a much-needed win.
Now here's Harden. And the rejection by Jackson. And the whistle stops gameplay. It's not a clean block shot. Instead, a shooting foul. And we'll see free throws coming up right here. Doris, there aren't many players like James Harden drawing total focus from opposing defenses.
And that's appropriate, Kevin, because this guy can command one side of the ball consistently. In pick-and-roll action, he can be a threat as a scorer, he sets his teammates, and he can be absolutely electric on the offensive end. He is a problem.
People have said, Greg, he is a system unto himself. In fact, he said it about himself. James Harden's ability, GA, to break down defenses remains in rarefied air.
And even as he's lost a step now, his supreme skill level ensures he remains a threat on a nightly basis.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent, it's also about timing.
And here is Johnson after Jaren Jackson made that last three-pointer. Arenas against Harden. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Puts it up. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Embiid with the screen on Butler. And Embiid throws it down.
What a scary sight. Joel Embiid with all that momentum taking it to the hoop, looking like a freight train.
Now here's Mobley. Butler passes to Johnson. A shot by Harden, wide open. The Wizards with another miss.
Bad defense, bad shot. Neither working on that play.
Castle on the wing. Nice ball movement by Utah. Arenas misses. Wizards have gone 0-3 from the field to start the game. And the basket by Johnson.
Well, you gotta love the confidence this kid plays with. Johnson feels like he can score inside whenever he wants.
Now here's Arenas. There's the three. Evan Mobley with the rebound. Wizards have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And stolen by Castle. And the Jazz pushing it up now. Banked in off the glass.
Smart bucket by Castle. Get out and run.
A slow start for Washington in this one. It's a 3-point game. Mobley kicks to Harden. The shot goes down and gets this game back to even. Harden's got 5 points so far.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And a wide open look for Arenas. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
For real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Now, here's Butler. 6 to shoot. Johnson, that's for 2. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson. Jazz leading by 3. Markkanen with it. Caron Butler covering. Castle, no one around him. And Utah, another 3.
That jump shot has been the biggest question mark for Castle. So it's good to see him shooting with confidence.
Wow, it's exactly how you lead someone with the pass. Beautifully done.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guy. Washington making some changes. Keyshawn George, he's checked in for Sarr. Riley comes in for Caron Butler. And it's Ginobili in for Johnson. Then for the Jazz, Sensabaugh is checked in. And George is subbed in for Castle. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Outside Arenas. Pass to Sensabaugh. Now Embiid. Mobley with the block.
7 feet sneaking shots past Mr. Mobley is not easy. Send it back, Evan.
Wizards making a switch here. Koulibaly's checked in.
0. Koulibaly.
Shot clock at 3. On deep, Arenas. Another miss by Utah.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And the shot goes in.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Now here's Jackson. To the paint. And the dunk by Embiid.
And you do not want to be on the receiving end of that. Embiid throwing it down with some funk.
We've known about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s defensive acumen, but G.A. much improved as a scorer as well.
He had range out beyond the arc, and his handle, I think it's underrated. One of the top two-way bigs in our league.
Now here's Harden. Ginobili with the 3. Rebound by Joel Embiid.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you. Joel Embiid is trying to stay on the court, and to that end, he's lost weight and he's embraced wearing a knee brace. He said, "It's the right thing to do, giving me the support for the rest of my career. It may not look as good as it used to, the jab or the pull-up and all that stuff, but it'll still work." Back to you.
You got it, trying to stay healthy. Thanks a lot, Allie.
How about that lefty stroke there from Ginobili? It is a thing of beauty. He is dialed in from deep.
Jackson has the open look, and the 3 ball is good. Jackson's got 8.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Now here's Harden. He's got 5. Riley with a screen on George. George trying to break free. And the basket by Harden. He's got 7.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Jazz out in front. They're up by 4. And we'll be back right after this. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far They are hitting at a high clip.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
Butler out there with Riley. Then there's Ginobili. Then there's Carlton Carrington. And it's George in at the 5. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Now here's Butler. Ginobili looking around. Plays it up and banks it in. Ginobili's got his second bucket of the night.
And the touch from Ginobili. So clever and confident on the interior.
And this is the second full season for Brian Keefe as head coach of the Wizards.
Even in a rebuild, setting culture matters. Keefe's approach, accountability, teaching, and no shortcuts.
The 3 from George. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
There's a good screen. To the middle. Here's George. And it's George finishing it off.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right. You can see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's ready to talk things through with them.
DC family.
James Harden is checked in for Carlton Carrington. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Outside Arenas. Down low. Kessler in the post. Defended by George. Good.
Yeah, Kessler right in that restricted area. Good finish.
George against Harden. Inside. And George with the stuff.
Coaches love assisted buckets, boy. It just means the team is working well together.
On deep Arenas. James Harden with the rebound.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck with deep here. It's just not his night.
Ginobili on the way. Back to Harden. Harden money from the arc.
Now, the mechanics of James Harden's shooting are just so defined and on point. He gets the ball, and he's ready to shoot right away.
On deep Arenas. Rebound, Washington. To the inside. And the jam by Harden.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Castle finds Markkanen. Here's Arenas. That one's off. Still out of sync.
That's the kind of beat you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Well, that's the opportunity they're looking for, just not the result, obviously.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. One on Ginobili. And teams are always looking for positional size. Doris, where is that most valuable?
If you look across the league today, Kevin, it's at every single position. Size and skill as a combination is very tough to beat, and teams are getting bigger and more skilled across positions now.
And he knocks down the first one for the Wizards. Sars checked in for Keyshawn George. Mobley comes in for Riley, and it's Johnson in for Ginobili. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Utah. Filipowski comes in for Lauri Markkanen. And both free throws good for Arenas. And this Wizards team, Greg, giving its young players every opportunity to develop.
Yeah, these young guys were the NBA equivalent of drinking from a fire hose. But after years of just treading water and mediocrity,
I think the fans appreciate the clear sense of direction from this group.
And here's George. James Harden getting it to go from deep. George dishes to Arenas. Embiid with the screen on Johnson. Here's Arenas. Rebound by Butler. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for Washington. Here's Johnson. Misses that one. He's made one and missed two this game so far. Pass to Embiid. Outside for Arenas. That's good, and it's Embiid with the assist. Arenas has got 8.
And you have to honor the three-point shooting of Arenas. A big-time scorer who's shown the consistency from beyond.
Now, here's Butler. Hasn't made one yet. Shot clock at 6. Johnson against Arenas. Johnson can't hit. For Utah, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Here's Castle. 5 points in the game. The shot by George, wide open. And Utah, another 3.
Well, rise and fire. Keontae George in the catch and shoot.
Mobley outside. Back to Harden. Here's the 3. Harden with the long-range missile.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
And I think the defender knows once he gets cooking, look out. The bucket looks awfully big to him right now.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Sarr sets the screen for Harden. And again, Washington with the triple.
Well, at this point, James Harden has put his imprint all over this basketball game, and the defense better find a way to figure him out soon.
Johnson against Arenas. That shot off. James Harden getting it done for the Washington Wizards. He nailed it from long range in that quarter. Winds up with a total of 4 3-pointers in the period. And we'll be right back after this. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy. Ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
Utah's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. Getting underway here in the second half. Here's Will Hardy's 5. Jaren Jackson is out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then it's Stephon Castle. And it's Arenas in at the point. Washington trailing. Mobley outside. Arenas against Harden. To the paint. And Sarr throws it down.
Most of Sarr's best work is done at the rim. Look at him just throwing it down with ease.
And the big fella Alex Sarr showing promise. Greg especially at the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, I mean, great mobility for a 7-footer. That's invaluable for a big man in today's game. And has the makings of a modern offensive game as well.
Here's Harden after the made shot from Joel Embiid. Back to Harden. Lets the 3 fly. Utah with the rebound. On the wing, Markkanen. He's guarded by Johnson. On deep, Arenas. And Sarr pulls it down.
And they had some box coverage that turned into no coverage.
Johnson for three. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got his fourth assist with that last one here tonight. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Outside, Arenas. Pass to Embiid. In the corner, Castle with it. The Jazz again can't hit it. And so it's Harden bringing it up for Washington. The lead is 2. Now here's Mobley. Back to Harden. Butler, a screen on Arenas. The three from Harden. Utah with the rebound. Embiid's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Jackson, and off the glass. That one's good. Jackson's got the game tied up here for the Jazz.
And he is a huge presence inside at both ends. Jackson's a great asset to have in the post.
Now here's Butler. Scoreless thus far. Pass to Sarr. And Sarr throws it down.
Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. Utah has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Markkanen sets the pick for Jackson. Buries the long-range jumper. Jackson's got 13.
And he's proven he can make this shot. Jackson, the D has to respect his range better than that.
Back to Mobley. Some solid defense there from Jackson. For Utah, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Pass to Embiid. Markkanen in the corner. From deep. And another 3 for Utah.
Well, Markkanen sees an opportunity to make one of the easier threes in the NBA. That location in the corner, such valuable real estate.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 21. Mobley outside. That 3 off the mark.
Well, trying to reply to the 3 on the other end just doesn't go down for him.
Arenas against Johnson. And they double up Embiid. Markkanen from outside. They get it back. Wizards trail by 4. Outside Butler. Mobley the pass to Butler. Now Harden fires the 3. Excellent D there from Markkanen. Well, Greg, we know at his peak, Joel Embiid, one of the elite two-way centers to ever play in the NBA.
The former league MVP, but when you weigh close to 300 pounds and move like he did, not entirely surprising that his lower extremities took a toll.
And a closer look at the scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
Their accuracy in this one has just been on another level. I mean, the three ball keeps falling, and the defense just hasn't been able to run them off the line.
And they've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
And Washington going with a whole new group here.
Shooting two.
First free throw is good.
Better than most centers from the line. Embiid exceptional with his hand.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Well, big man that makes their free throws. Bravo.
Now here's Ginobili. Defense is right there. Count it.
And that mid-range game of Ginobili is so reliable. He is phenomenal at capitalizing from those spots on the floor.
And George, here we go. Jazz passing it around. Here's Embiid. Embiid with the power.
Oh, nice bucket. This guy's so mindful about the way he attacks.
Pass to Riley. There's 42 seconds left in the third. Here's Carrington. No scoring in this one. A three-pointer off the mark. Here's Sensabaugh. Pass to Embiid. Outside, Markkanen. Shot from the wing. Rebound, Washington. Here is Riley. Over George. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Utah with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Right back after this break. Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And so is Ginobili bringing it up now for Washington. They trail by 6. They've got Ginobili. Keyshawn George is out there with Riley. And it's Caron Butler. And it's Carrington in at the point guard. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Here's Carrington. George sets a screen. Kessler with the rebound.
I'm not sure he expected to be that wide open, and yet somehow comes away empty.
Washington's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. Ginobili against Arenas. George with the steal. And here's the fast break. Manu Ginobili on the wing. George with the screen on Castle. Butler against Castle. Clock at 4. Wizards need to get a shot off here. Goes up on the top of the key. Ginobili misses. Utah leading by 6. Nice pass. Right under the rack perfectly for the layup. Castle's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Jazz. Castle's gone 3 of 5 shooting from the floor. And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. James Harden is checked in for Washington. Washington. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Brian Keefe was saying to the team. First and foremost, he wants to see more points on the break. He asked his team, where's the urgency? We know what we can do in transition. Now let's go out and do it. We'll see if they can pick up the tempo, guys.
Okay, Ellie, thank you. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Three-pointer. Utah with the rebound. Here's Castle. That's good. It's Arenas with the assist. And it's a 10-point Jazz lead.
A 6'6" Castle is a strong finisher inside.
Steps back. Here's Harden. The Wizards with another miss.
Listen, that's a quality mid-range shot. He just couldn't capitalize.
Pass to Castle. Misses the chippy right there. Washington's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. George against Harden. Riley with a screen on Arenas. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Ginobili. That shot, no good. Jazz leading by 10. And here's George. Kessler finds Castle. Shoots off the step back. No, it doesn't go. Harden against Castle. Kessler pulls it down. Jazz leading by 10. We played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. On the wing, George, guarded by Harden. 12-footer gets it.
And Arenas always prepared to strike from anywhere, and that definitely includes the mid-range.
And we've got a timeout call by Brian Keefe. He has decided it's the right time to talk.
DC family, let's welcome to the floor your Wizards Hype Squad.
For the Wizards, Alexander Song. He's checked in for Keyshawn George. Evan Mobley comes in for Riley. And it's Johnson in for Ginobili. Castle against Johnson. The shot is off. Utah leading by 12. Here's Embiid. And they double up Embiid. Now Jackson. Knocking it outside. Pocket 6. Here's the teardrop. Sarr pulls it down. Washington has gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Johnson outside. Trying again. And he lays that one in.
Great job converting through contact. Johnson needs to keep doing this moving forward.
Jazz have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Jackson outside. Now Castle. That one goes in.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Jazz.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Joel Embiid.
The aspect of his game that stood out to me was his work on the glass. He was absolutely relentless.
Saw the opportunity to put this away, and you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
And it's Utah's ball. They're on a 10-2 run here. So it's Utah easily grabbing the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time GA this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
Now let's send it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline with our player of the game. Allie, take it away.
Joel, congratulations. A quality win tonight. What enabled you to secure it?
Oh, we played. We were tough tonight. We won soft. We shared the ball defensively. We were really good. And that's what we got to do the rest of the season.
The toughness showed and paid off. Thanks, Joel.
Good stuff, Allie. Thanks. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and the rest of our terrific 2K crew, this is Kevin Harlan. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. And now, our player of the game, Joel Embiid.